In a bombshell revelation that could spell the end of Donald Trump's political career, Special Counsel Jack Smith has laid out an extraordinary case of forensic evidence surrounding Trump's phone activity during the January 6th Capitol riot. As legal proceedings tighten around the former president, two of his most trusted aides have turned on him, adding a layer of damning testimony that could tilt the scales of justice. With his cell phone now in the hands of government investigators, what was once private is now public, and the results could be catastrophic for Trump. The evidence is building to prove not only his negligence, but also his deliberate orchestration of the events that unfolded on that fateful day. This case has everything from explosive forensic evidence to the potential testimony of Trump's longtime confidant, Dan Scavino. These developments, alongside the shocking analysis of Trump's iPhone activity, could ultimately prove his criminal intent in the Capitol siege. What does this mean for Trump's future, and how could these revelations influence his legal battles? Let's dive into the latest chapter of Trump's complicated legal saga, which could be the one that seals his fate. A glimpse into Trump's cell phone. Forensic evidence unveiled. In an astounding disclosure, Special Counsel Jack Smith's latest filing reveals that the U.S. government now has access to Donald Trump's iPhone. The phone, carefully analyzed by a team of FBI forensic experts, could provide irrefutable proof of Trump's criminal intent. Forensic analysis of digital devices often serves as a modern smoking gun, uncovering digital footprints that leave little room for ambiguity. In this case, Smith's team has identified Trump's phone activity as crucial evidence that will help establish a narrative of intent, action, and negligence during the hours the Capitol was under siege. Buried in the details of Smith's 165-page brief, starting on page 161, lies the most explosive revelation. Trump's digital behavior on January 6th paints a chilling picture. He was not just passively watching the events unfold. He was actively engaging with social media, particularly Twitter, and using his phone to monitor the riot in real time. While the nation watched in horror as the Capitol descended into chaos, Trump's forensic phone data indicates that he was more concerned with his own image and narrative than with addressing the crisis at hand. The role of forensic analysis, what the government found. Jack Smith's legal filing pulls no punches. The forensic evidence includes an extensive analysis of Trump's iPhone, detailing what apps he was using, what websites he visited, and how he used his phone during the critical hours of the Capitol riot. According to the analysis, Trump was not just watching TV coverage of the riot. He was scrolling through Twitter, reviewing tweets, and observing the chaos he had unleashed. The most damning piece of evidence is that Trump's phone activity coincides with key moments of the insurrection. Specifically, forensic experts found that Trump was actively using his phone during the 2:24 p.m. tweet where he attacked then Vice President Mike Pence, effectively throwing gasoline on the fire. This infamous tweet came just moments after the Capitol had been breached and rioters were chanting, "Hang Mike Pence." Trump's message to the rioters, in essence, was that they had every right to be angry, further inciting the violent mob. This forensic deep dive also revealed the apps and news sources Trump was consuming. FBI experts will testify that Trump was using far-right media sites, further reinforcing the narrative that Trump was deliberately feeding into the discontent that led to the Capitol riot. In the face of growing pleas from his aides to call off the rioters, Trump instead used his phone to perpetuate the dangerous lie that the election was stolen, refusing to act as the nation spiraled into violence. While the forensic analysis of Trump's phone is a crucial part of the case, it is far from the only damning evidence. Dan Scavino, Trump's longtime social media manager and aide, is set to testify against him. Scavino, who has been in Trump's inner circle since the former president's early days at Mar-a-Lago, is in a unique position to provide insight into Trump's state of mind during January 6th. Known for crafting many of Trump's infamous mean tweets, Scavino was one of the few people with access to Trump throughout the day, watching closely as the Capitol riot escalated. According to Jack Smith's filing, Scavino and other aides repeatedly begged Trump to intervene as rioters stormed the Capitol. They implored him to issue a statement condemning the violence and to deploy the National Guard. Instead, Trump remained in the White House dining room, glued to his television and phone. Scavino's testimony will likely confirm that Trump knew exactly what was happening but chose not to act, reinforcing the prosecution's argument that Trump willfully neglected his duties as president in a moment of national crisis. In addition to Scavino's damning account, several other key aides, including White House counsel Pat Cipollone and Deputy Counsel Pat Philbin, are also expected to testify about their desperate attempts to persuade Trump to take action. These aides will describe how Trump rejected their advice, instead choosing to fuel the chaos with his inflammatory tweets. Scavino's cooperation with the investigation marks a significant blow to Trump's defense, as it indicates that even his most loyal followers have turned against him in the face of overwhelming evidence. The FBI's Computer Analysis Response Team, a game changer. The government's forensic analysis of Trump's iPhone is part of a broader effort by the FBI's Computer Analysis Response Team, CART. This specialized unit, which focuses on examining digital devices in criminal cases, has been instrumental in gathering the evidence that could prove Trump's guilt beyond a reasonable doubt. The team's analysis goes beyond just Trump's phone. It also includes his social media activity, email correspondence, and call logs. CART's experts will likely testify in court, providing a blow-by-blow account of Trump's actions, or lack thereof, on January 6th. Their testimony will highlight how Trump's use of social media played a critical role in inciting the violence at the Capitol. They will also demonstrate that Trump's decision to remain inactive while watching the insurrection unfold was not just a failure of leadership, but a deliberate choice to stoke the flames of rebellion. By piecing together Trump's digital behavior with the eyewitness accounts of his aides, the prosecution aims to build an airtight case that Trump's actions on January 6th were not just negligent but criminal. The forensic evidence provided by CART will be one of the most compelling aspects of the trial, as it provides objective, irrefutable proof of Trump's state of mind during the riot. Trump's legal strategy. Can he escape this time? As the walls close in on Trump, his legal team is scrambling to come up with a defense strategy that can withstand the weight of the evidence against him. Trump's lawyers are expected to argue that his actions on January 6th were protected by executive privilege and that his social media activity was part of his official duties as president. However, the prosecution has already anticipated this argument, stating that Trump's behavior during the Capitol riot was not part of his official duties, but rather a private act of incitement. Moreover, the government has made it clear that they do not intend to use Trump's official discussions with White House staff during this period as evidence. Instead, they will focus on his unofficial actions, his private use of social media, his interactions with far-right news sources, and his refusal to stop the violence despite knowing that lives were at risk. This strategy effectively undercuts Trump's claim of executive privilege, leaving him vulnerable to criminal prosecution. The evidence against Trump is overwhelming, and his legal team faces an uphill battle. The combination of forensic phone data, witness testimony, and digital analysis paints a damning portrait of a president who not only failed to protect the country, but actively contributed to the chaos that unfolded. With each new revelation, Trump's chances of escaping accountability grow slimmer. As the legal drama surrounding Donald Trump continues to unfold, the revelations from Jack Smith's investigation could prove to be the final nail in the coffin for the former president's political career. The forensic analysis of Trump's phone activity during the Capitol riot provides a clear, indisputable record of his actions or inactions during one of the darkest moments in American history. Coupled with the testimony of key aides like Dan Scavino, the evidence paints a portrait of a leader who deliberately fanned the flames of rebellion, even as the nation descended into violence. The implications of this case are monumental. If convicted, Trump could face years of legal battles and the possibility of jail time. His political future hangs in the balance, and with each new piece of evidence, it becomes increasingly likely that this chapter of Trump's life will end not with a triumphant return to the White House, but with a conviction in a court of law. As the trial looms, one thing is clear: Donald Trump's fate may very well be sealed by the secrets contained within his own phone.